They approached us with a question, one that I had no idea how to answer. Does a South Surrey townhome with a incredible rooftop patio, well, is that worth more than the more traditional type of townhome that you might find with a backyard? It was a great question and also an awesome time to figure out what the truth was. We just listed two beautiful South Surrey townhomes, both with amazing rooftop patios. And in today's video, we're going to compare how these properties stack up to a more traditional townhome type unit, one with a backyard. We're going to take you on a tour of both properties. We're going to compare them to other properties in the area that don't have the rooftop patio, and we're going to let you know what the prices look like. Now, if you give us 10 minutes in the course of this video and hang around to the end, you're going to find out exactly whether rooftop patios should be selling for more than ones with a more traditional backyard. And you're going to want to hang around because I can bet you that the results are going to absolutely surprise you.
Hey, it's Darren here. If you're thinking of moving to Surrey, White Rock, or any of the surrounding suburbs, subscribe below so you can be the first to learn about the market and the areas. And like so many others, we've helped in the process of buying or selling a home. If you need help in the process, whether it's today or 6 months from now, use the link in the description to book a time to speak with me. We'll help you make sure that your move is the absolute best that it could ever be. So first we had to tackle this problem. We had to figure out how we were going to determine how units so similar to each other, but with such fundamental differences, just with the deck versus the backyard, well, how can we compare them? You know, I scoured Reddit. I dove deep into the depths of the internet, trying to find out anything I could find about how the public was feeling about them, also reading realtors' websites. But the problem with all this is it just was opinion. There was no real data in terms of what the numbers actually looked like on whether one was worth more than the other. We really owed it to our client to get this right. And my own perceptions were skewing my opinion a little bit on this too. You know, the backyards with most townhomes, they're not overly ideal. They are accessed, most of them, only through the garage, meaning you have to walk across a cold concrete floor to even get through the door of the backyard, not making it overly desirable in terms of easy access. Oftentimes too, because of the heights of various townhomes, you're going to find that the grass in these backyards really struggles to grow and turns it into a gigantic mud pit that really just never gets used. The best way to really figure this out was to explore two of the premium rooftop townhome complexes in all of South Surrey, Berkeley Village and SOHO. I'm going to take you on a tour of both complexes to show you what they look like on the inside, what the rooftop patios look like, so you can judge for yourself on how valuable they may be. Plus, we're also going to compare them to other similar sales, meaning the age and area of the actual floor plans is very, very close in South Surrey, just to see exactly what the prices have done. Let's start with the Berkeley, built in 2020 by Iconic, a 183 unit complex made up of 2 and 3 bedroom townhomes, all featuring double garages, no tandem garages here. Plus, they have a 6,000 square foot amenity building and rooftop decks ranging in and around the 400 square foot mark. SOHO was a little more premier than Berkeley, built by Zenterra in 2017. One of the reasons that it's a little more premier is not only are they a little bit bigger, but they're also closer in walking distance to Grandview Heights and all of the shopping that you're going to find there. Now, every unit has a main floor powder room, gas barbecue hookup on the upstairs patio. They had upgraded appliances, and you've got rooftop patios ranging anywhere between 400 to 700 square feet.
So I'm here at SOHO hosting an open house. I just started, I got my Starbucks here, but I want to let you know all about the pros and cons a little bit, because obviously there's differences between having a yard and having a rooftop deck. Now, SOHO, as you're going to be able to see behind me, actually has a little bit of a yard, which is great. And this isn't something that's always offered in some of these units that have rooftop decks, but let's talk about the pros. Well, obviously you gain a ton of extra outdoor space. It's almost expanding your living space in the warm months or the months without rain, because you're gaining almost an additional 500 square feet upstairs. You can do whatever you like with that. You can entertain, you can sunbathe, you can check out the ocean view, which is something that SOHO is absolutely awesome for. And one of the upgrades that it also has is you can have a hot tub. That's not something you can do in most units in the backyard of a townhome complex. So there's obviously lots of pros to this. Now, of course, there's cons to having a rooftop patio as well and not having a backyard. So examples of that would be, well, maybe you have an animal and you need to let them out in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. If you don't have a backyard, you're throwing them on a leash to go for a little bit of a walk. Also, I just kind of touched on this, but you're limited to the months that you can use them. Like, you can use your backyard basically whenever you want if you've got cover back there, but with your rooftop patio, you're probably only using it when the weather is super nice and warm enough outside to enjoy it. The other con, of course, is getting there. So I'm leaving the main floor right now, and if I want to go up to my rooftop deck, well, I have to run up 2 flights of stairs to be even able to get up there. So while it isn't as convenient as it might be to enter a backyard off maybe, let's say, the kitchen, or even going through the garage at some point, well, when you get up here, it's kind of worth it.
Let's first compare our listing at the Berkeley, asking $949,000 for a beautiful, freshly painted corner unit with a double garage. Now, there has been 4 sales in the last 90 days in South Surrey, within about 50 square feet or so, and about 2 years of age, give or take. Of all 3 sales, all sale prices were higher than what we're asking for in the Berkeley. And naturally, you probably guessed it, we based our asking price off the most recent sales in the Berkeley complex. These sales are ranging from anywhere from $960,000 to just over $1 million at $1,010,000. This means that when comparing the Berkeley to other similar age and size townhomes in South Surrey, places with rooftop patios are actually selling for a little bit less. Now, that doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense that a rooftop patio would be worth less, so I'm really curious to see how SOHO fares compared to other characteristically similar homes as well.
Now, SOHO is a little bit different than the Berkeley. These were built in 2017 as an example. This particular unit I'm in is an inside unit, and it's got an almost 500 square foot deck upstairs. There's been 7 sales in South Surrey in the last 90 days, all within about 100 square feet and 2 years of age. The sold prices are ranging from between $1,110,000 to $1,301,000, with the average sale price of the 7 combined is coming in at $1.207 million. So this is a little bit bizarre, because with those sales, that means that one of the more premier townhome complexes that have a rooftop deck in all of South Surrey is again coming in below the last 7 sales in the last 90 days. We got to figure out how to make this make sense a little bit. Now we have the result. We know how rooftop patios stack up to places with more traditional backyards, but this left me with a little bit of a feeling of unease, because I didn't really feel that it was fair. There's so many opportunities with rooftop patios that you don't get in a more traditional townhome with a yard. So you get extended living space. You get a very private patio, much more so than a traditional backyard on a regular unit. You also get to enjoy the sunshine, something you don't get in backyards typically in townhomes because they are so covered by other units. It's all shade. The grass doesn't grow. It's full of dirt. But there's 2 other things that I think are a little more important that you get with these rooftop patios too. And one is incredible privacy, much more so than you would get with a more traditional backyard. And the other is, if you're lucky enough, incredible views of whatever you might be looking at, whether it's the ocean, the mountains, the valleys, anything in South Surrey that you can see, like Mount Baker as an example. Well, you're going to get this from these rooftop patios just simply based on the height of the patio compared to being in a backyard where you're just really looking at your other neighbors, back of their properties. This really changed my perspective on whether these were a good investment and whether this was a great opportunity, a great buy for anybody looking to buy a townhome. And the answer is, well, absolutely they are. You get more for your money, you get more livable space, and you get just a better quality of life by owning a property just like this. So if you're someone that's looking to have your money go a little bit further, you want to get maybe a better deal on the next townhome that you're looking to buy for you and your family, you're going to want to consider the Berkeley. You're going to want to consider SOHO or any other of the other townhome complexes in South Surrey that offer rooftop patios. Your money goes further and you get a better quality of life. Now, I'm curious what you think. Do you think having a backyard is a better investment or just better general quality of life than having a rooftop patio? Leave your comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this on everything to do with living in White Rock, Surrey BC, or anything with BC real estate. We'll definitely look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.